Hi everyone, welcome back. This video is about sex-linked traits, which means traits that are carried on the X or Y chromosome. They likely have nothing to do with anatomy, nothing to do with being genetically a boy or a girl. These sex chromosomes have a lot more information on them than just anatomy. So if we review some of our genetics from last year, we know that someone who is biologically female, and when I say this, I am talking about biological sex as opposed to how you express your gender. A biological female has 2 X chromosomes, and she gets 1 X from each parent. Whereas someone who's genetically male has an X and a Y, and a genetic boy will get an X from their mother because females have no way to pass on a Y chromosome because they don't have one. And they will receive a Y from their father. So sex-linked traits, they're either carried on the X chromosome or on the Y chromosome. So if we say something is Y-linked, it means it's carried on the Y chromosome. So carried on. And if it is X-linked, it means it's carried on the X chromosome. One of the most common examples we look at with X-linked traits is actually red-green color blindness. So it's X-linked. The gene for color blindness is carried on the X chromosome, and it's recessive, which means if you have a dominant allele, you can see red and green properly. As a little test, here's a red circle, here's a green circle. You can go and test yourself out. So someone who is female with their 2 X chromosomes has a couple of possibilities. She can either have 2 dominant alleles, in which case she sees normally, and she's not carrying the recessive allele. She could, though, have 1 dominant and 1 recessive, where she has normal vision. She can see red and green, but she's what we call a carrier because she could pass the recessive little a on to her children. So this is sometimes when you hear about things running in the family, she doesn't have the trait herself, but she can pass on the genetic information about it. Or, and this is very, very rare in females because this gene does not occur too often, if she has 2 recessive alleles, then she'll be colorblind. But because females have 2 X's, and this is a very rare trait, chances are she'll have a dominant allele to protect her vision. Now, someone who's genetically male only has 1 X chromosome inherited from his genetic mother. He doesn't have a second copy. So if he receives the dominant allele from his mother, then he'll have normal vision. But if he receives the recessive allele from his mother, he's not getting another copy from his father. He's getting that Y chromosome, so he'll be colorblind. Why we have to do these examples separately is because the percentages then are going to be different for a genetic male and a genetic female because of these 2 copies of the X chromosome or 1 copy of the X chromosome. So we'll do a couple of examples. If you want to pause the video and do these yourself before continuing, feel free to do that. Otherwise, you can continue to watch me work through them. So for my first one, a male with normal vision. So he has the dominant allele and nothing on his Y chromosome. There's no color blindness gene on the Y chromosome. crossed with a female carrier. So she has one dominant allele and one recessive. She has normal vision, but she can pass along that recessive allele. So then I do the Punnett square the same way as I have been. Now we have to report the percentages separately because they're going to be different for males and females. So for her male offspring, in the bottom row, you'll notice that 50% have normal vision. That's the first one. And 50% are colorblind. Those aren't great odds, guys. Whereas for a female, in the top row, both possible combinations have the dominant allele, so all of the baby girls will have 100% normal vision. But the top right square, 50% of the baby girl offspring are carrying that recessive allele and can pass it along. If I then take a colorblind male with a female carrier, let's see what we got here. So he has the recessive allele for colorblindness and a Y chromosome. She's a carrier. She's not colorblind, but she has the recessive allele in her genome. She has one dominant and one recessive. So Punnett square, same process. Ooh, this is a rare one. Colorblind girl. In this case, like the last one, any male offspring have a 50-50 chance of having normal vision or being colorblind. Female children actually have the same percentage. The top right offspring has normal vision, and the top left has normal vision, top right is colorblind. And that child with normal vision is also a carrier. So that is the basis of sex-linked traits. The Punnett square process is the same, but the percentages have to be reported separately for male and female offspring. And that is it for this video.